Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's round up the troops. Literally. You see what I did there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Why is my soundboard? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I literally said, let's round up the troops and didn't. Like, you see what I did there? I'm not a comedian, but low key. Good morning, everybody. Where am I saying good morning to you? Well, I'm saying it from Los Angeles. So the current time is 4:47 in the morning. Oh wow. Good morning. The sound effects hit a little differently when it's 4 o'clock in the morning. But good morning, everybody. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're getting up. Y'all up. I'm up. I'm usually up at this time. And if you caught my live in Vegas when I was up, because I had just come back from the club, I did a live impromptu because I was like, I can't sleep and I wanted to talk, and it was really early. And everybody's like, you should do a morning show. And I'm like, what would a morning show look like? And then you guys gave me the fever. You gave me fever. What's up, Lee Hendricks? Hello? I haven't seen you in a long, long time. Well, good morning, everybody. So, for some of you that know, I do a podcast called The Natasha Simona Sequence, and you can find it every and anywhere you listen to your podcast. And over there, I talk entertainment with a conscience, entertainment news with a conscience. And although entertainment news isn't everyone's cup of tea, you see what I did? I think I'm a little comedian. I might have stand-up comedy in my life. So if we have any show writers, any comedic writers and entertainers in here, let me know. I'd like to add stand-up comedy to the roster. So, in any rate, what was I saying? No, so I do have a podcast. It's an entertainment podcast, and I really just give like entertainment news, like I said, with a conscience, with my perspective. Duh. And over there, I talk to you by myself. And so when I did the whole morning thing when I was in Vegas, everybody said I should do a morning show. So we're going to do this together. So consider this show one of the Natasha Simona Sequence live. You know, like when you go see a musical live, and my hoodie string is inside. Okay. Thank you. So consider this me doing my podcast live with you here, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get through the day. So shout out to the room. How do those air horns sound to you at 7:30 in the morning, 7:50 in the morning? Shout out to all my West Coast people listening and watching. Shout out to everybody everywhere. I don't know where you're at, but good morning to the room. Good morning, and shout out to you. It's Monday morning. It is currently 50 minutes after the hour, and we're here. It's a Monday, and you know what? Dexter said loud. Okay, so we'll turn the sound effects down, and listen, as this grows out, we're going to add, we're going to subtract, we're going to multiply and divide. Okay, we're going to do some division here. But of course, I hope you had a great weekend. First of all, that's really insensitive of me. Let me look at my notes here so I could keep on track. Okay, because you all know I'm the queen of opening tabs, and some of them get closed and some of them don't. So let me do some house cleaning and take a look here. So here's the deal. The first thing that I'm going to talk about today, this morning, um, I got a message last night. I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't even respond. And by the time I could respond, the person was sleeping. He sends me a message because I didn't put out a podcast that's talking about the Nia Long situation. Although I talked about it in other spaces, I didn't talk about it in length within, if you know what I'm saying. So here's my long, short. You see what I did there? That wasn't on purpose. Here's my thoughts on this in a hot 5. I'm gonna give it 5 minutes because that's it doesn't need a long time. How do you say his name? Ime. Somebody give me the phonetic breakdown. I asked for this a little while ago and I got it and I forgot it. So if you have strength within you right now to type out the phonetic breakdown of this man's name, because I don't want to mess it up. Is it Ime Udoka? Udoka. You know who I'm talking about. Here's my take on that. Yes, it's our coveted Nia Long, and we all love her. But she's not exempt. Nobody is exempt, unfortunately. Your mama got cheated on. You got cheated on. Your aunties, your uncles, your daddy might have cheated. Your brother cheats. It's just one of those things that is very embarrassing and very unfortunate, and nobody is exempt. No matter how much money you have, no matter what your name is, no matter what kind of movies you played in, you're not exempt. And so I'm I'm entertained by so many people saying, not our Nia Long. What were you thinking? Well, he wasn't thinking with his brain up here. He was thinking with his penis. Duh. And so that within itself, once you understand that no one is exempt, I think that conversation, after you get to a certain age, you're kind of like, okay, she got cheated on. What are the details? You know what I'm saying? Because she's a public figure. So it makes it a little different. And so many people are like, why is this our business? Well, when you sign up to be in entertainment, you pretty much put your life, you write your life on this paper and you say, well, I'm signing over my life. And every and anything that I do, the bigger I get, it's all on the table. And that's just the way it is. When people write, entertainers, we need to leave them alone. And no, their job is the public eye. Now, there's certain things that I do feel should be private, but at the same time, they bring us into their world. Do you know what I'm saying? Hello? First of all, am I talking on girth? Is my microphone working? Can you hear me? So it kind of like it's one of those things where this is you pretty much sign up for it. Now, when you go ahead and you engage yourself in romantic relations with an entertainer, then you're signing over to that lifestyle as well. Everything we do, anything I do, I could be chewing gum, standing on the corner with a Lucy Lou. People might think I'm with her. Maybe that's not the move. If I want to have a work wife, maybe that's not the move. Hello? How many of y'all work a 9 to 5 or a 5 to 2 or whatever the shifts are? Tell me you don't have a work wife or work husband, and I'll tell you you're lying. We've all been there. Everybody has a little work situation. What you do with it is none of my business, and I don't want to know. But you all know what that is. You find a little thing at the job. You might bring coffee for in the mornings. You might bring an extra lunch. You might call to see how you do. Oh, come on. Everybody has been through that. Don't go putting your personal business on here now. But y'all know what I'm talking about, so don't play with me. So we're really breaking down this whole situation for what it is. And I feel like the amount of blogs that I've seen talking about it and people talking about it, I don't think enough people are bringing the truth to the table, because either they're going to expose themselves currently, or they're going to expose something that happened at one point or another that might have been during the time they're with their person. Hello? I turned the air horns down a little bit. So I want you to really like digest this this situation for the truth in what it is. The man had a little work wife. And the work wife situation got a little interesting, and it got a little out of control. Now, the rumors are saying that she was a travel, what was her job? The travel coordinator for the team, for the Celtics. Well, let's use our brain. He traveled. He was the head coach for the Celtics, or is the head coach for the Celtics. He travels. His little work wifey, she was the travel coordinator. Makes sense to me. She knows exactly where he is at all times. Hello? How come nobody is really breaking that down? Why don't I hear enough conversations about this? The woman knew where he was 24/7. All she had to do was pull up her phone and look. Okay. Even if she forgot, she made the travel arrangements. So, hello? All she has to do is show up, knock on the door. Barely. She made the arrangements. Hey, she calls over at the Ritz-Carlton. Hey, this is Michelle. What's her name? I don't even know her name. Hi. Hi. Can you do me a favor? For room 2215? Yeah. Can you cut me an extra key? Great. Have it waiting. Thank you so much. So that's easy. The women are saying it. The men are not. Well, what are the men going to say? Some men feel like he was irresponsible. You know, he got too comfortable, and I'll say he got too comfortable. Now, my thing as a woman who has been cheated on like a video game, you know, I talk about that story all the time, and I'm never gonna stop talking about it. My children's father cheated on me like a video game. He's the only man in my life that cheated on me and disrespected me the way he did. So I'm never going to stop talking about that. And if you're tired of hearing me talk about it, I'm sorry. Not sorry. But it is what it is. Nobody is exempt from cheating. It's all about being, you know, intentional on, you know, you got to check in on your relationship. You think I didn't know he was cheating me? Of course I did. My little spidey senses was going off. But certain circumstances and situations leave you stuck in those spaces, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm not going to judge this Nia Long situation. I'm not going to judge her and call her any names. I've been seeing a lot of women calling her names and things like that. I think that's real. Now you want to talk about disrespectful. That's disrespectful. But what I will say is she knew. You don't think she knew? I absolutely 100,000% think she knew. Here's why. Me, as someone who has been cheated on, having to do the legwork myself when my children were babies, and I did all my little CIA and FBI forensic analysis on my own with very little help. Someone like a Nia and a Beyonce, and insert any other celebrity who caught their husbands cheating on them, they have money and resources. When you have money and resources, it's so think about it like this. Okay, so you've got the situation. So here's the situation. Okay. It's over here. We're gonna. I know some people who are listening to me on the podcast For everybody watching me live, this is going to be repurposed for my podcast, the Natasha Simona sequence. So if you're listening to me on my podcast, here's my hand over here to the left in a big old ball. Here's the situation. Here's the mess. Now you've got Nia sitting upstairs, right? And she's overlooking the situation like the boss, okay? And she's got her arms crossed and she's looking at the big old mess like this. You gotta imagine a situation with me. And there she is pacing the floor with her coffee. And she's walking back and forth, looking over the big mess. She goes, "Look at this shit you put me in, Ime." And she's walking back and forth and she's pacing. Now, she's going to call a couple of people to employ them to go and assess the situation. You think she's going to assess the situation on her own? No. She's watching the play. Oh, he thought he was the coach? She knows how to watch the play. Probably they had an agreement that said, "Listen, don't embarrass me." He wasn't a nobody. He wasn't a nobody. You know, he wasn't just a regular, person working a blue collar job. Like, he was the head coach. So he had a little girth to his name. Do you know what I'm saying? Nictorian says, "I would rather it be some random chick than someone he works with." A random chick? That man is worth way too much, and his name is worth way too much to be with a random chick. He might be a little dense in the head, but he ain't that dumb. That wouldn't be smart. So he did it with in-house. That's the smartest thing you could do. We see each other almost every day. You know where I am. You make my travel plans. You can travel with me. You're kind of under the radar. Nobody really knows who you are unless they're having travel issues or need you to book a trip. That was not the dumbest thing. Sorry. When you really think about it, let's really think about it. So, I really believe Nia knew about this, because if we regular people can do our work in 0.5 minutes and find out who, what, when, where, why on our own, Nia can do that with a team and pay everybody off. You go do this, you go do that, you go do this, send me back the report, and she's just standing there pacing the floor, looking at the play right over here. Now, the problem is that it came out in the public. That's the problem. The problem is something happened and the organization found out. That's why we know. Let's keep it real. And who knows what their relationship was doing for that to even be an option. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know him. Their relationship has never been in the tabloids. It's never been on the internet, right? Are you with me here? Their relationship has never been something, they never involved the public. People are saying he gaslit her. I don't know. I mean, a statement was put out by her, allegedly, because we didn't hear it from her mouth, but supposedly it came out from somebody saying that she's heartbroken, and apparently she had just moved to Boston, and allegedly the woman that he was seeing, the travel person, helped plan Nia's move to Boston. It's her job. Are we shocked? It's literally her job to do that. Your one job in life right now is to be a travel coordinator for the Celtics and probably for some of your friends. You know what I'm saying? Anybody in here, an accountant, or you do a job and your family knows you do a great job, or your friends know you do a great job at something and they need you, and you're like, "Don't worry about it, I got you." Or they pay you a little money on the side and they're like, "Hey, can you do this, that, and the third?" Come on now. So people are looking at the situation like, "Oh my God, the side chick planned Nia's move to Boston." It sounds grimy. Like, when you say it, it sounds grimy. I'm not going to deny that, but it's literally her job. And if she wants to keep sleeping with Ime, what do you think she's going to do? Everything he says. Hello? Like, maybe, maybe I'm just at the point in my life where I'm not shocked by things and I don't react right away. Do you know what I'm saying? It, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not shocked. It's not blowing me away. Oh my God. No, it literally when I heard that, I said, well, it was her job. She's a travel coordinator. What else is she supposed to do? She's literally supposed to set that up. So she helped with the travel coordinating of Nia moving to Boston. Sounds grimy, but it sounds accurate. Okay. My biggest question is what was going on in their relationship that we don't know about, that we probably will never know about. But because this is such a big story, we know about the scandalous stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you get to a certain age, and I know all of you watching and listening, we're all of a certain age where it's like you hear one cheating story, you hear them all, especially if you've been the victim of a cheating situation. There's nothing new here. And I don't know what would be like outrageous for me to be like, oh my God, like throwing a kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Throwing a kid, throwing a couple of kids. Now you're putting some sauce in there. Now it's like, all right, that's a little wild. Right? Throwing a kid and say the kid has been around and, Nia thought the whole time it was, the travel coordinator's nephew or something like that. Now you're giving me a story. What they're giving right now is baseline. Right? Do I sound insensitive? And I really don't want to sound insensitive. I don't know Nia Long personally. I know her like majority of the people know her. We love seeing her on our TV screens. When she does her interviews, she's very gracious and she's cute and she's cute. She's like her cute little cousin. Other than that, I don't know her. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but at the same time, she's a full-grown woman. This is not her first cheating situation. So I know I said I was going to spend 5 minutes on that. That's really all I have on that. Coach Jess says throwing a family member. Now that's right. Like, tell me he was sleeping with her mama and her. Tell me he had a kid with her like sister. You know what I'm saying? Like throwing some sauce. But at this point, I think what we should do is say, damn, that you fumble that bag. He did fumble a bag. And that's it. Anyway, that's really my thoughts on the Nia Long situation. I know so many people because I've been cheated on and I talk about it and I never stop talking about it because if I could help at least one woman in her own situation or man, then my job is done there. And so a lot of people thought that with my opinion on the Nia Long situation, it was just going to be like outrage. It's not. It's not. Nia is a beautiful woman. She's got some brains up there. She's got her own money. She's got her own career. And she'll be all right. And we wish her, we put listen, in the mornings, every morning I do a meditation. So we're going to put positive energy out there for their family. Now, because I am a huge mental health advocate, I will say this, and I don't play when it comes to mental health and suicide and all of those things. That is, as you all know, if you've listened to me long enough, you know that I don't play with that. And men's health, I'm raising 2 sons. I have a lot of male cousins and brothers and so on and so forth. I will say that I do hope that this Ime, her fiance, is in therapy and he's being watched because the man, his whole reputation is in the trash right now. And I don't know him or what his mental stability is. So I do hope that with the public slander that is happening and the public humiliation that he essentially caused upon himself and his family, that he is able to sustain everything that he's receiving and they're going through this in a healthy way, and he and her and their children and their family unit, they get through this together. That's one thing I'm very serious on. I do think about that. I think about her. I think about him. Their mental health. They do have a son together, and Nia has a child. I don't know if he has other children. So let's put positive energy out there for both of them. Okay. You're not going to hear any slander from me. This ain't that kind of show, and I'm not that kind of person. So sorry. Moving on. Moving right along. Shout out to Rihanna. I do have my working notes right here. Some things are left off of my notes. I wish I can look over and say, did you leave stuff off of my notes? But then I'd be looking in a mirror. Natasha, did you leave stuff off of your notes? I did. Shout out to Rihanna. Rihanna will be performing at the halftime game for that football game. What is that? What is it called? The All-Star, the Super Bowl, the football game, Natasha. It's a football game, Natasha. It's called the Super Bowl, Natasha. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to the room. I see everybody is saying they're just waking up or they're getting ready for work. So shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to Rihanna. She's going to be performing at the Super Bowl. I think it is long overdue. She's never performed there, right? I don't remember her performing there. I follow football like a little bit. Shout out to Carl Banks and the whole starter family. I'm looking at all of my starter gear that I need to start wearing now that we're in full football. Why didn't I put one of my, you know what? I messed up. I should have put a football jersey on. Who won a game yesterday? Who wants to keep me up to date on the football stuff? Let me tell you something. I used to follow certain sports like, okay, Mrs. Preston, I don't really watch football. Let me tell you what kind of football watcher I am. I'm the type of woman when I was a wife, the air quotes, I would make the food, and we had I think our TV was like 80 inches, and so, he would have his friends over and his brothers over and stuff like that. And I would make the food, or we would make it together, but there would be food. There would be the game on the TV. We would have the music, and I would be in the back with the kids. Or I would go to my mother's house or somewhere else. But when it came down to the important games, like the Super Bowl or, there's something else that happens in football, but whatever. When it comes down to the wire, I start paying attention. I don't know. I don't really know the plays, but I also don't sit there and ask all the questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Who's that? Who fumbled the ball? I don't do that. I just watch. And sometimes I get bored, but I like going to the parties and the bars and, all that stuff, but I don't really know too much about football. But nonetheless, shout out to all of your favorite teams. I see people saying the Eagles won last night. I have some Eagles? I think I have an Eagles sweatshirt over there. I kind of messed up and I want to get up and go change, but I won't. Shout out to Carl. I'll start wearing everything now that it's football season. So Rihanna is performing, and I'm kind of like super, I don't know. I don't know why I feel nervous. Why do I feel nervous about this performance? Here's why. Because a couple of things. Not to say she doesn't have hits already. It's Rihanna. Hello. But she hasn't put out a song in 6 years. So I'm like, okay, what are we digging in the bag and pulling out? I don't think this is the time for her to do new music whatsoever. So if she's got new music that she wants to surprise people with, please do not do it at the halftime show. People want to see you, performing to all your old stuff. Well, can we say old after 6 years? Is that old? Is that considered old? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like something in the catalog already. She's in the studio. Well, that's good. And then I'm wondering, like, is she nursing? She just had a baby. I don't even know the baby's name, but if she's nursing and all that performing, I wonder if they have like some kind of like plastic, not plastic, but some kind of bra, because all that moving, your milk goes crazy. Your milk. Can you imagine her on the stage? And whatever suction situation is happening to catch the milk, it like pops, and then all of a sudden it's just all that liquid gold all over the stage. Ooh, I'd be so pissed. So I think about that. Like, is she in shape? You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's got, what month are we in right now? October? So you've got September. No. So you got October, November, December. And when is the show? January. Okay. So October, November, December. October, November, December. We only have 3 more months left of the year? Hello? Shout out to everybody that does not have their life together, and we're still trying to figure out how to get our life together for 2022. So she's got 4 months to figure this out. Okay, so the halftime show's in February. And where is the game going to be played? I don't know. I was somewhat looking it up last night, and I fell asleep, and when I woke up this morning, I fell asleep to my phone on Google. Where's the big football game? Because I couldn't even remember. I couldn't remember the name of this Super Bowl. Like, hello? I'm almost 40. My brain doesn't quite work the same. It's in Arizona. Okay, well, that's not bad. Arizona. Does Arizona get cold? It's the desert. I would assume that it's going to get cold right around February time. So who knows? So shout out to Rihanna. She's got a couple of months to get herself in shape. And I don't mean lose weight. Please do not think I'm saying that. I'm saying, breathing exercises and all that stuff. She's got some time. Listen, she took a break, a long break. Do you think she's going to bring anybody out? Maybe her boyfriend. What's his name? Travis is her boy. Travis Scott and here we go, Natasha. Here we go, messing up people's love life. Rocky, ASAP Rocky. It's written here. Don't worry about it. I got it. They look like twins. ASAP Rocky and Travis Scott, Kylie Jenner's man. They look like they could be twins, and I'm pretty sure they're both like very used to being confused in the news. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, Rihanna's done. Shout out to Rihanna. I don't know too much about this situation, so I'm going to touch it and walk away. This Brett Favre situation sounds so messy and gross and tone deaf. The way here's the thing. I see bits and pieces of it, and it's like I wanna know more, but it would piss me off to know that this type of scandal is not it's not uncommon. The rich take from the poor all the time. Why do we act so brand new? We act so brand new when it comes to certain things, and I'm going to need y'all to stop. Please stop. Y'all should have just looked at that situation like, oh, you're still doing that, huh? It is criminal. What's leaking now? The text messages and all of those things. Are we shocked and surprised? No. Is anything really going to happen to him? Probably not. He's probably not going to face jail time. There's probably going to be a couple of more stories that are going to blow the Brett Favre story to the corner over here. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what the Brett Favre situation is. Without even going into it. I don't care to go into it. What am I going to say? I barely have two red cents to rub together. And you think I'm going to sit here and talk about the hello? That is none of my business. Let me tell you what the Brett Favre situation is. You remember when? Do you remember when you were younger? And shout out to everybody who has siblings. And if you don't have siblings, you have some cousins. And remember when the cousins would get in trouble? Excuse me, when you would get in trouble? I grew up in a house where my mom used to beat my behind. Like, sometimes for no reason. The skin would be off, ass bleeding and everything. And then all of a sudden, the whole family is ganging up on me. Natasha, right? And everybody is like, I'm over here in the corner, backed up in the corner, choked up in the corner. Like, I ain't even do nothing. Like the crime that I committed ain't even that bad. Why y'all ganging up on me? Back up. And all you're thinking in your head is somebody better mess up. And you're looking at your siblings laughing at you and pointing the finger. Right? And then all of a sudden, somebody over there in the corner messes up. Like right over there, one of your cousins and one of your siblings, somebody messes up, right? And now they forget about what you did. And now the heat is over there. And you're like, and now you're in the corner over here looking across to your siblings over there or your cousins. And you're like, yeah. Stay over there for a little bit. Stay over there. That's what the Brett Favre situation is. Shout out to Auntie Melba. Melba Moore is in the building. Good morning, Auntie. That's how I feel the Brett Favre situation is. So now all of a sudden you forgot what he did. You go over here because there's some new juice to talk about. And he's gonna quietly, he's gonna move from the corner. Like he's right over here. And for those of you who aren't looking at me, think about a corner. Brett Favre was in a corner and everybody was getting on him. But now that we've got this Nia Long situation, there's going to be a couple of other situations. Listen, Nick Cannon is due to have another baby. Hello? Sidebar. Shout out to Nick Cannon, who just had baby number 9 or something like that. He just had a baby girl, if you didn't know, a couple of weeks ago. Her name is Onyx. And he has baby 10, 11, and 12 pregnant already. So that's a real story. So that's going to come out soon. We're going to forget about the Brett Favre situation. So what am I going to talk about with that? That he stole $600 million. Next story. I don't like, honestly, I just don't have time to talk about those things. I don't. Oh, okay. I see people talking about Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is due. He has 3 more babies due. I see everybody putting 2 in the chat. It's 3. He has 3 babies due. And they're all pregnant and ready to burst. Shout out to them and the community, the Cannon community. Now, has anybody checked on Beyonce? How's Beyonce doing? I'm not being messy. I'm not being messy at all. But I do wonder, anybody in here have PTSD? I know, listen. I know we talked about like we we're circling, not really circling back to the Nia Long situation, but when you think about cheating and all of those things, when you sit amongst, your family, your friends, do you ever have, and I'm not talking about celebrity stuff. Like we're normal people here, right? We're just regular people. Don't nobody know us. When you sit amongst your friends and stuff like that, do you experience PTSD? I know I do sometimes, which is why I talk about it. I feel like when you talk about it, it's a part of therapy. So when I think about, friends in the industry like Nia going through her situation, I wonder if Beyonce has PTSD, like flashbacks. Sometimes you have to check on your friends that go through that kind of humiliation. Those flashbacks are real, and PTSD, that's really real. And you know, Beyonce, she's gearing up for her tour, her Renaissance tour. Yep. She's going on tour next summer. I have never been to a Beyonce concert. Never. So I'm looking forward to going. And if we, do what we're all supposed to do, because it takes a village to grow this whole community, I will be there holding a microphone. Natasha Simona reporting to you live from the Beyonce Renaissance concert and interviewing people on the red carpet. Would we like to see that? Can we manifest that? Manifestation Monday. I will be at the Beyonce concert, not as a participant in the audience, but I would like to be a correspondent on her red carpet. And it's going to look a little something like this. And maybe I'll be backstage and I'm talking to Beyonce with the microphone and all her friends. And, I'll give you behind the scenes scoop on the kids and what they're doing while their mommy is working, making sure they have pizza and stuff in the hotel room. No, but seriously, let's manifest that. Maybe I'll be there interviewing people. So people saying she puts on a great concert. I wouldn't know. I've never, ever, ever been to a Beyonce concert. And you know what? I've never put the effort out to be there. I just knew I just can't afford to spend my life savings to go see her perform. They're going to put it on TV. They're going to put it on TV. And I'm not really a concert kind of girl. Crowds really scare me. I get really, really nervous. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. It's too much people. And so I don't plan to go to concerts. Does that make sense? I don't, when somebody is touring and performing and all those things, I'm not the girl that calls up the rest of the crew and says, we got to go to this concert. So when people send me tickets or I get invited to go somewhere, I go because it's rude not to go, but I've never planned to go. So maybe this time no, I'm not planning to go. I'm planning and manifesting to work the red carpet and interview her and all of the guests there. I would love to have a conversation. My style of interviewing, I like to have conversations. I want to sit on the couch with Beyonce. I want to be in the kitchen. Y'all know I like a good kitchen conversation. I want to sit in the kitchen and see. Wouldn't you love to see Beyonce cooking? You think she cooks? You think, of course, she's from Texas. Hello? Not to say everybody from Texas knows how to cook, but something within me feels like Beyonce knows how to cook. Wouldn't we love to see that and see maybe, Jay sitting in the kitchen yo, B, I want some fried eggs. While we're having a conversation while the kids are running around. Yeah, so we'll manifest that kind of show. But at any rate, shout out to Beyonce. We'll be in attendance. The Renaissance tour. Okay, here we go. I'm looking at my notes here. What happened here that my notes cut off? That's very sad for me. I'm looking at these two pages and all of a sudden there's a page that's kind of cut, literally cut, and that's weird to me. So I don't know what happened. One of my kids must have spilled some liquid on there and didn't tell me. Shout out to the kids. I don't know. I'm low key blaming them, but in all honesty, it was probably me, and I'm not remembering. Listen. Auntie says, keyword, she could burn a pot. Oh, really? Beyonce can cook? I'm not surprised. There's certain things that don't shock me. Beyonce is a healthy girl. That's a healthy woman. I have no doubt in my mind that she could cook up some good Southern food. Shout out to the room. Shout out to DJ CEO. Shout out to everybody in here. Also, my last thing that I'm going to talk about before I get out of here. Shout out to D Nice. He made his announcement that he'll be performing at the Kennedy Center November 19th. So hold on. That is in my notes. And that's in my other notes. Okay. The notes ain't noting. D Nice is performing November 19th at the Kennedy Center in DC. So if you all are planning to go, it is time to. Oh, wait, sidebar. Taj, burning a pot means she can't cook. Oh. My bad. She can't cook. Oh. Well. Everybody refer Beyonce to me and I will help her and teach her. I might teach her the West Indian way, but I'll definitely teach her how to put some rice in a pot, teach her how to wash rice. Make sure you wash your rice for everybody that cooks. If you don't wash your rice, don't invite me over. Please, let's make sure we teach Beyonce how to wash some rice. And listen, it's 1 to 2. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. That's for anybody who did not know, if this is your first time learning that trick, 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. There you go. That is how you cook rice. You turn the fire up high. Once the water starts boiling, you simmer it all the way down. You put the cover on and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. There goes your rice. Cooking with Tosh, coming soon. Please wash your rice. You put your hand, you scoop out how many cups of rice you want. 1 cup of rice, you put it in the pot. You put some water in there and you got to take your hands and really, you really got to get into your rice, wash all of that ick off of there. And you get a colander or a strainer with very tiny holes and you just keep washing your rice until the water runs clean. Put the rice back in the pot and you get 2 cups of water. You get a tablespoon of olive oil or butter. I like to put olive oil in my rice. You get a tablespoon of olive oil, drop it in there. You sprinkle a little pink Himalayan salt, depending on the dish that you're making. Sometimes you need nothing, but I put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, like a little sprinkle. You turn the water up. Let it boil. Once it comes to a bubbling boil, you turn it all the way down low. If you have numbers on the settings on your stove, you turn it down to about 3. You put the cover back on the pot. Make sure your cover has like a little hole on the top of it, to release it so it doesn't bubble over. And you let it simmer for 10 minutes. And now you have perfect rice. Don't touch it and let it sit. You're welcome. Cooking with Tosh, coming soon. And that's the start of a good meal. And on tomorrow's episode, I will teach you how to saute some green beans or some kind of vegetable. And by the end of the week, you'll have a full meal. Every day I will teach you how to make something. Now I've taught you how to make rice. And on tomorrow's episode, I will teach you how to make the vegetables. Okay. And by the time we get to Thursday's show, you will have a full meal to cook for the weekend. You're welcome. That episode is brought to you by Uncle Ben. Although I won't say the name of the rice I use. I do like jasmine rice. I get my rice from Trader Joe's. Anyway, moving on. What was I just talking about before you all derailed me? I was just saying something. And for the life of me, I can't remember exactly what I was saying. I don't remember. We were just talking about something, were we not? Were we not talking about something? Let me think. I was talking about D Nice. He's going to be performing at the Kennedy Center. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Flo. I was talking about Good morning, Flo. Everybody, shout out to Flo. D Nice is performing at the Kennedy Center. I said that about 6 times right now. Mark your calendars. Tiff, you have a wonderful day. Mark your calendars for November 19th. The tickets, the first tier of tickets go on sale tomorrow, on Tuesday. So if you are a Kennedy Center member, I believe, Those tickets are available starting tomorrow, and then on Wednesday it's released for the Club Quarantine community, and I believe Thursday or Friday it's released to the public. So go to his page and congratulate him if this is your first time hearing it. If you did not get a chance to congratulate him, go send that brother some love. Listen, Derek is 51 years old. That is not a secret, so please. He's 51 years old and he's had a really long, successful career. And he is definitely an example of being able to pivot, shift, and elevate. And, he talks about it. He says that he was at a point in his life where he wasn't sure what direction he wanted to go in with his career. He wasn't sure if he wanted to go into photography. If you've been following, somebody said he's 52. Is he 52? I thought he was 51. Did he have a birthday and turn 52, or did he turn 51? Fact check me, somebody, really quickly. Nonetheless, he wasn't sure if he was going to go into photography because he loves photography and he takes photos as a hobby, really great photos. He also has a digital tech background. And so he just kind of wasn't sure what he wanted to do there. Like, am I staying in DJing and all that stuff? And the pandemic happened to all of us. And he was in his house and did what he naturally loves. And now we have Club Quarantine. Listen, I want you all to take that message, that little snippet of a message. He's 52. Okay. So I stand corrected. Derek is 52 years old. So if he's 52 today, what was he in March 2020? All right, let's do some quick math here, Natasha. If you're at September 2022 and he's 52, last September he was 51. Then the September before that he was 50. He was 49 years old when he started Club Quarantine, like by accident. My math is mathin', right? Did I do that correctly? Hello? Okay, thank you. And so I want everybody to realize that the way in which we all kind of grew up, like everybody here watching and listening, you go do your schooling. After high school, you go to college. After college, you go get your job and you move out and you do all these wonderful things. And, I'm kind of the black sheep of my family. I did not go to college from high school. First of all, I barely graduated high school. Hello? Barely. I didn't want to be in that place. All I did was talk. They would call me into the office to do the school announcements. All of my teachers wanted me to do because everybody knew this girl does not belong here. She wants to go down to MTV. She wants to go down to BLS and Hot 97 and all those places and Kiss FM. Shout out to New York radio stations. And so I knew what I wanted to do straight, like while I was in high school. So school just did not, I was just like, and then I eventually got an internship while I was in high school at the local radio station. And so I was on the radio starting at 17 years old. So I say all of that to say that with Derek, in knowing and doing what he's been doing for all of these years and being DJ D Nice and the rapper and all those things, at 49 years old, he had no idea that he was about to change the trajectory of his current life at his big age, if you understand what I'm saying. So use him as a tool of inspiration. If you're sitting at your job, whatever it is that you're doing, and you're like, I might as well stay here. I'm this age and, I've got you don't have to. Like, you can literally turn your passion into a paycheck. Don't quit your day job. You got to keep the lights on so you can write your notes. Okay. So just stay true to who you are and what you love. And you just never know at what point, like, you can literally change your life. Age means nothing. Like, what is a number? Okay. What is a number? You can go back to school. You can go to school if you've never gone to school. You can, life has no limitations in certain things. When it comes to children and procreating and all those things, yeah, but there is Auntie Melba says big age 52 is young. Oh, I'm not saying 52 is old at all. I'm just saying when you look at what people say is the norm, oh, you're supposed to do this by this point. You're supposed to do no. We don't live in those times anymore. You do you understand what I'm saying? And we like that mentality is so dated. You can literally do whatever you want. Keep living. You have people unfortunately dropping dead at a very, very unfortunate age in their 20s of natural causes. And then you have people living until they're about 110. So at 52 or 49 or 35, listen, you can retire from a job at 50 years old and start a whole new career for 30 years. Because sometimes we look at some of these listen, I see some of these 80-year-old women looking and doing better than me health-wise. And I'm like, look at me with my little fat neck. Like, and we got this 80-year-old over here with abs and she's dancing and moving and I can't even bust a two-step and I got a fat neck. So listen, life is truly what you make it and how you want to live your life. I get up every single day at about 3:30 and I do a meditation session. I know a lot of people don't know. Please don't ever call me at that time. I will not answer your phone unless I know you have a paycheck on the other end of our conversation. Listen, use your time wisely. I'm gonna close this out. First of all, I want you all to maximize your day. Was I talking to you guys? I don't remember who I was having a conversation with, and we were really just talking about the 24-hour day. We don't have the same 24 hours. I think I was talking to you all on a different day. My 24 hours, your 24 hours, Beyonce's 24 hours is not the same. Don't measure yourself up to anyone, okay? Today's Monday. Some of you are going back to work. You're going back to school. There's some people watching trying to figure out their life. You're probably just rolling over. It's 44 after the hour. It's 5:44 here in Los Angeles. Wherever you are in the world, it is 44 after the hour right now. Whatever you are doing with your life, if you are not doing what you thought you would be doing, don't feel bad for yourself. Immediately clear that from your brain. But just know you are here. Right now, in this life, we are here. That is the only guarantee that we have. Right now, we are here. We are living this life together right now, right here. This is it. It is 45 after the hour. When we end this session right here, we all have different responsibilities. The next 3 hours in my life and in your life are not going to be the same 3 hours. You understand? And because of that, our life is going to look and feel different. The results are going to be different. So do not look at your neighbor, whether your neighbor is the person you're scrolling on social media or your actual neighbor in your living situation. Do not look at your neighbor and compare yourself to your neighbor. It could be your cubicle neighbor at your job. It could be your classmate. I don't care. Whatever the word neighbor means to you, do not look at your neighbor and compare yourself to your neighbor. We literally all have different 24 hours to work with. Our access is different. Our finances are different. Our circumstances are different. So we're all not going to get the same results. Don't want to be like anyone else, okay? Don't aspire to be like anyone else. You know what you should aspire to want from people that you admire? The ability to live your life comfortably and receive the blessings that you want for yourself, the way in which you see the people that you admire receiving their blessings. Hello? Did I say that properly to be understood? When, I never wanted to be like anyone. I wanted to do radio. I wanted to do television. There were people that I admired in the business that I still admire, that are still alive. Some have passed on. Those people, I admired their work ethic. I admired the hunger that they had for the industry to keep going. There are things that you are going to admire, but I never wanted to be them. I never wanted to be like them. So growing up, when mentors would ask me, who do you want to be like? I would always be stuck. I would be like this, looking dumb. Because I never wanted to be like anybody. Never. That was never appealing to me, to be like this person. So when people ask me now, who can you compare? I'm like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that person, because these are people that I've admired, that I've studied. I want to be me. Why are we not good enough to be ourselves when we have conversations with people about our aspirations in life? Why do we have to be like someone? Why can't we be us? And I think a lot of times that kind of pressure is what deters people along the way, because they're living up to be like this person and they can never get there. I want to be me. I want to be Natasha Simona. I don't want to be like anybody. I know who I sound like. Is it a secret? I know who I sound like. When people see me taking notes, they go, oh, so-and-so used to do that. I know that. That's why, listen, I've got a whole working white, hello? You guys thought I was sitting here BSing you look at this, notes. And I've got 6 of them over here. I go through these like people go through cups of water. When you're growing and building in a certain career, there are different things that's going to look like, your boss or your mentor or, celebrity or whatever it is. There's certain things that's, you're going to take and you're going to, try and emulate and add, and, success leaves clues. However, be you. There's only one version of us. We not identical twins. They're still different. Hello? Don't aspire to be like somebody. Be yourself. You might pull your inspiration, but I swear to God, it is so amazing and freeing to be you. Be yourself. And be okay in knowing that your journey is going to be different. There's some people who are going to accelerate a lot faster than others. Don't look at that person and say, how come they got there before me? Because that's their journey, not yours. Their access led them to do that, not yours. So just keep going. That's all. Now, I know there's people watching me saying, but Natasha, you were just crying the other day saying, why do you feel like you're being overlooked? Because I'm human. And I do feel like sometimes, we're all human. We all go through that. You might get passed up for a promotion. Somebody that you feel, is a little lacking certain things might be promoted or be in a position that you definitely are qualified for. No worries. Keep going. I just had a conversation last night and yeah, the whole weekend. I'm like, why, how, what is it that I'm not doing? I do this and I do that and I have an air check and I have this and I have a demo and I have pictures and I have, what am I not doing? How come I can't get a shot at Insert a radio show. How come I can't get a shot over at the E network? How come, why am I not, being looked at for, these hosting jobs? What do I have to do? I literally had that conversation this weekend. I'm human. You thought I was going to lie to you? I'm not perfect. But that's also when you start to feel unhinged. We all get those unhinged moments. So that's why meditation is really good too. Because when I start feeling unhinged, oh man, what about me? I've been doing this since I was 17. I'm trained. I'm professionally trained. What's wrong with me? That person was on a reality show. Who are they? Not you. So those feelings are normal and natural. So I'm not going to sit here and sound perfect because I'm not, and I don't want to ever have a perfect P on my forehead because I promise you I'm not perfect, and I don't ever want to be perfect. I just want to be me. So just keep going in whatever it is that you're doing. And I know I started off talking about Derek, but to circle back to him, it's just one of those things where he literally, and I know a lot of the people watching here come from the CQ community. And so he's definitely a great light of inspiration. And, the age to life is out the window. There's no such thing as age anymore. We'll have birthdays and things like that, but just keep going, keep doing, be expected to plateau and perform and all of those things at many different phases and ages of your life. That's all. That's all I have. It's a Monday. I'll be back here tomorrow. Is it too early for you all? I'm asking you like I have a choice. I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:30. I know I started after 4:30, but you know what? I think 4:45 is a good time. 45 after the hour. So it'll be 4:45 Pacific Standard Time and 7:45 Eastern Standard Time, and wherever else you are in the world, I don't know, but it'll be 45 after the hour. That's a good time for me. My kids are sleeping. It is now 53 after the hour, 5:53. My kids do not have school today, so I don't have to go and make lunch and all that stuff. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to make good with my time. So I'm going to come on at 45 after the hour. I thought 30 after the hour was going to be perfect, and I ran over because my meditation session ran over. And I don't know if my meditation session ran over or if that was just the normal time. I've never had a morning show. And so I've never had anything to measure it by, if you understand what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I looked at the time and the time it took me for me to get my tea and plug in and do all this stuff, it was 4:45. And that's not, I don't want to put a time out there and then I'm 15 minutes late. So, I'll be back on at 45 after the hour. So we'll do 45 after the hour every morning. We'll come here and we'll talk. And hopefully this is a start of us growing our days together. I will have some interviews, which will be a lot of fun. It is super early, so I'm not sure if we'll have live interviews. But as this grows, you'll see the workings of it. Okay. What are people saying? Okay, I saw somebody say that they were on the treadmill. I didn't grab who that was. So I don't know if there's anything in the question box. Let me check that real quick. So this goes back to our cheating story. Mrs. Preston says, I got cheated on and I married him. Let me save this for Tosh After Dark. Hello? At this point, I don't know what topics are going to be Tosh After Dark versus, the Natasha Simona sequence versus all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what. Listen, you tell me your story and tell me how you want to tell it. I don't know if you want it to be an audio or a video or what, but that is definitely a juice that an orange we need to squeeze the juice out of. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Good morning. Good morning to everybody here. To all of my friends and family watching across the pond over in London. I believe it is your afternoon. I think somebody do the time conversion over there in the UK. What time is it over there? Is it still morning? Are we at the last bits of their morning? If you're in Hawaii, you are definitely still sleeping. If you're in Japan, I believe it's your afternoon. Or is it the morning, or it's nighttime, right? Or is it their morning on Tuesday? Well, wherever you are in the world, it is 56 after the hour. Yes, I will be saving this live. It will also be on my podcast, the Natasha Simona Sequence. So give me about an hour. And for those of you who don't know, I do have a podcast called the Natasha Simona Sequence, which is also the name of this show. It will be over there along with some other things over there. And it's 4 p.m. in the UK. Cheerio, darlings. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody over in London. Just want to say, I hope you enjoyed your day. It's almost 2 p.m. Okay, I'm getting mixed times. Oh, 1:57 in London. Good afternoon, everybody in London. I just want to say hi. This is Natasha Simona over in America. My London accent is horrible. But shout out to all of my international viewers. If there's any work in the media spaces, please send it my way. Thank you so much. Let me know if you need a demo. Willing to travel. Thank you. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday at 45 after the hour, 4:45 Pacific, 7:45 Eastern, and wherever else you are in the world, do the time conversion. I will put a reminder out, and let's have some fun. Enjoy your day. I hope you enjoyed this. It will be saved. You will be able to replay it and share it. And aren't we on Operation Get Me to 10K? Boom. So make sure you're sharing. I don't know who's trying to cam up, but I'm about to get out of here. Cam up with me tomorrow. Bye, everybody.